Welcome back. Today our goal is to unify all of Ireland, and we want to do this as quick as possible. We're going to start with a super early war against Brefna. We're going to conquer county. He is a Satru and Norse, and we are trying to make sure that that does not permeate in through Ireland. We're going to raise all our armies here, and we should be able to take him pretty easily. Actually, that is balanced because of where he is defending, and he has lots of men-at-arms. I think with me leading it, we may be okay. Let's have a look. Looks like I was right. So that is going to be a victory for us. We should be able to siege this down, no problem now. And that is one county out of the way. And would you look at this? It looks like Eire has come around, wants to be a vassal as well. You are more than welcome, son. There we go. And that's one more vassal down. There we go. Thank you very much. I will enforce demands there. And I will give this away to who? Olcobar here seems to have decent enough traits. He's sadistic, but that's okay. He's nothing that really should cause us problems. Decent stats too. So Olcobar, there you go. You are now the Earl of Brefna. Okay, so it looks like this War of Tyranny didn't exactly go to plan. They are attacking with 24 men against 736. That's not great. What we might do though is while he is distracted like this, let's see, we can't conquer the duchy all in one, but you know what? We may just take Mayo for now, and then just leave him over there and see what happens. Ho ho ho! We have a Northerner Conquest, High Chieftain of Mead. I'm not even going to try and pronounce... Oh, yeah, Hakon is fine. That second name, though, I'm not even going to try. 4,000 men. I'm going to switch up my tactics here. I'm actually just going to attack this 723 straight away, just to get some positive war score. Even if after this it starts to tick not in our favor, that's okay. Let's have a faction there. I'll deal with that in a second. This guy is just going to try and juke me here, left and right. We should be able to actually get here now that we're closer before he can move away. So our steward Oswulf here has come up with a brilliant idea to change the weighing stones that we use in the markets and get creative with our taxes. We are definitely like ambitious and brave and things, but we're not necessarily out to rob our own people. So I think I'll just say a truly better set of weights is what needed. It's less than ideal, so we spend 150, but we get some stewardship experience. I am fine with that. We should win this battle over here in Connacht, which I will also take. We decided to actually stay on that tile to get to 100%. So we've actually won this war. I will enforce demands there and give this away. Who gets this one, though, is the question. Male Fatherday here is diligent, chaste, and content. He's a fornicator, but that's okay. He's the right culture and religion. Congratulations, there's Mayo. Next question is, can we actually get over here to engage with these Viking adventurers while they're still recently disembarked? I am skeptical if we will actually make it in time. Now, we should win this battle. They do outnumber us quite a bit, but we should have higher quality. But let's see, they have quite a bit of numbers behind them. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, with the numbers, it's not going to be enough. It is not going to be enough. All right, we need a strategy here, and we need one quickly. I actually think one of my mistakes here was not paying attention to the amount of prestige that I now had and buffing out my army. So I am going to do that now. Again, it's going to take some time, but we should have enough. I'm actually happy to invest pretty deep in this for now, because right now it's just Vikings. I feel like we'll be able to deal with them, but if this was England or somebody else, it could be a whole different ballgame. Okay, the siege just severely jumped up in progress there. So I believe it may be time for us to move in. Thankfully, because they were sieging, we get the benefit of being the defender here. And with that, the Northerner Conquest is good to go. However, lots happened there. So Serval, the High Chieftain of Munster, was killed in battle. That is unfortunate, but at least we can enforce these demands, and then we have that defensive war dealt with. Now, thankfully, Serval did have an heir. He is 0 years old and a giant, so that should be interesting to see how that develops. Another stewardship perk. I think I will actually go for cutting cornerstones here. We get a building construction cost decrease. I haven't actually built anything yet, but we will be very, very soon. Sooner we get that, the better. So our troops are fully raised. I now want to go to war with Ivor the Boneless once again. He is currently attacking Lothian over here, so it's probably a good time for us to get in there and conquer county ourselves. While we're at it, we have enough gold to create the Duchy of Ulster, which I'm going to create. May have been a mistake to create the Duchy that early, because now I'm going to have to deal with the too many held duchies debuff for this whole length of the war, but hopefully we can sort it out quickly. I do have 512 of their troops looking like they're going to come over and counter siege. Now, if I station besiegers, I'm left with 2,544. So let's immediately get over here and actually battle them. Here we go. This should be easy as. There we go. Oh my god, did we actually capture Ivor the Boneless? We did. We actually captured him himself. And we actually got their war banner as well. It'll make a fine addition to my collection. So we'll actually be able to put the banner of the Surdiar in our court as a token, which we will certainly do because they have been a headache for us. We could destroy for the short-term prestige, but I'd much rather hang it in the court. Let's enforce demands here. Perfect. There we go. That will free him, but that doesn't really bother me a huge amount. We could have executed him or done something like that, but to be honest, that doesn't really work in our favor. Largely because, let me pause the game, largely because I actually like the way that the Surdiar kind of keep Northern Scotland up here kind of fractured. I want them to keep poking away at these other kingdoms and counties up here, basically just to help destabilize it. The last thing I want is to kill him, Alba rolls over the Surdiar, and now I have 3 massive kingdoms next to me. That's what we don't want to happen. Let's disband all my troops. Now that I've done that, I can give Dun Podrick here away. Pilgrim, Amateur's Plotter, Zealous, Forgiving, and Wrathful. That works for me. So you are going to get... where did he go? You are going to get Ulster. And then I'm also going to give you the High Chiefdom of Ulster as well. Now, I have encountered a problem. My secondary spouse here, Kennelich Nick Murgron, who I was planning when she turned 18 to actually give me a son. The problem is that she is related to Mugron II, who I will eventually want to go to war with. So we may have to actually break this betrothal off, as great as she is, because the last thing I want is to the game for it to just tick by, I end up marrying her, and then can't go to war with Mugron. So we're actually going to break this betrothal. So we have a courtier here, Satok. She is just a courtier. The only congenital traits that are coming down are from me, not her. There's no inheritable traits, really. The only people with inheritable traits are like in their 40s. She'll have to do, with the hope of giving me a son as soon as possible. So the Queen of Sweden has just showed up in our court, asking to offer her services to us. She comes from the court of King Bjorn of Sweden, and we can basically tell her to go home, but that will give us critical stress because we're ambitious. And it does align, I think, with where Liam would be. Some court grandeur, some legitimacy to his name, to his new kingdom would make sense. The problem with Knows the Ways of Refinement well is I'm not comfortable spending the 350 prestige. So I think instead we'll go for the skilled clerics option. I'm happy to spend the piety. We're not doing much with it now anyway. And increasing my archbishop's piety works. It'll make him better at converting counties. So skilled clerics would better run this court. We do now have a nice bit of gold though. So I'm actually also going to build markets in Dublin for even more gold. The people of Dublin are rising up against me. I can grant the taxed lien, lose 50 legitimacy and control and get increased autonomy, or I can say never and fight them. And that's exactly what we are going to do. We're going to rally the troops and we're going to put down this rebellion in Dublin once and for all. Shouldn't be an issue in the slightest dealing with these. There we go. The war is won. We will enforce demands. We get locals pacified, which should fix our popular opinion problem. And we imprison this insular Norse, which is interesting, leader. He's a known criminal, so it won't be viewed as a tyrant, but I will gain some dread. But realistically, we got to send a message here. This is our first peasant revolt as a king. We need to show people that we will deal with them brutally. Our next daughter, Avine, is now of age to marry, and we do have some very interesting alliance options. So we could ally with Alba up here, who we know is looking relatively strong. We also have Bavaria over in the mainland, and he's only 18 as well. And he's the king himself, so we could actually make her the queen to this man. But oh my god, that really? Really, the king of Bavaria has 712 troops? Never mind, it's going to be the kingdom of Alba with their 4,000. This I like. I really, really like this alliance. I think that an alliance with Alba makes complete sense. When we actually fully unify Ireland and start moving into England, it'll be nice to have a power base in the north that can help us in our initial conquest and that we can deal with later. And we have our first plague. The Anglo-Saxon boils has appeared in Dublin. It is basically measles. Not something that we want to get, especially when we don't have a son. Let's summon the physician. So here, with each plague, we have the option for either a soft, desperate measure or do nothing. In this case, I'm going to say a soft approach is best. We have no experience dealing with these things. I don't think we'd go straight to desperate measures. Early prevention success. So thankfully, although the impact is quite minimal, it should at least grant time to work on a more permanent solution. It looks like it doesn't matter at all because we now have measles. Oh boy, I'm gonna say do no more than what's necessary again. And we are a little brighter. We have reduced disease symptoms. This is bad news. Now my poor wife has it. I'm going to say be cautious as well. We get successful treatment. This is very, very bad news. I cannot die yet. If I die right now, the realm is going to be split heavily amongst all of my daughters. People are dying left, right, and center. We've lost our alliance with Scotland because the king has died, presumably of this as well. But actually, no, it's okay. We get our alliance. We didn't marry the king directly. We married the son of the king. So now our daughter is actually the queen of Scotland. Dunpodrig, I'll give to Trencad, my champion. He has measles at the moment as well. But even if he dies, it'll come back to us. Okay, so the good news is that it looks like my wife has actually recovered. Amazing, amazing. I'm now immune. 5% chance to get blind. But no, we're good. Okay, so we got measles and we got over measles. Another stewardship perk. I think we will take golden obligations, but then we're actually going to move into the learning tree. Not from a pious perspective, but more from we now have the bit of stewardship that we need. We've built the markets. We'll have some gold trickling in. The two things that I really want here, though, is know thyself. So I get a 1-year notification before I'm going to die. And ideally as well, with restraint, we'll have the ability to become a celibate when we have that first son. So essentially, rather than having to deal with multiple sons, we should just have one and then be good to go. We will take the small health boost and the +1 learning and move into the learning lifestyle. And finally, what I've been waiting for is for the truce with Himini here, the Yaldom of Connacht, to go away. It now has. We can now conquer this county, and for the first time, all of Ireland will be consolidated under our rule. Let's move straight in. This war should be no problem at all for us. There we go. First battle won. Got a capture. Let's wait for the siege to finish. And the allies are on the way. Look at they're coming straight to attack us. They land straight away, but recently disembarked is going to be heavily against them, and we should deal with them easily. And there we go. With that, by enforced demands here, disband all. I'm going to give this away. So we're going to give this away to Equid here. We have gained a stress level because we're ambitious and we don't like giving titles away. That did have to be done though. It's only tier 1. Nothing too much to worry about. And then if I create the Duchy of Connacht. So congratulations, my friend. You are also getting the High Chiefdom of Connacht. And with that, we can now zoom out. And this is the exact Ireland Liam had in his mind. The music was helping me there, and now it suddenly stopped. This is the exact Ireland that Liam had in his mind when he started as just a lowly count in Desmond. He now holds 2 duchies and all of the counties within them, as well as 3 other dukes as vassals in Ulster, Connacht, and Munster. From here, that is our initial goal with Liam fully finalised. Next steps will be to actually secure an heir to make sure that Ireland actually is granted to his heir and doesn't break apart in a million pieces, and following that, further expansion into England, and who knows from there. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and comment, and I will see you all in the next video.